Which weight is most effective for muscle gain? 4 reps, 8 reps, or 12 reps? In training, we often use RM, repetition maximum, to represent the weight used for sets. 1 RM is your maximum weight, and 10 RM means you can only do 10 reps with that weight. But which RM leads to the fastest muscle gain? Researchers recruited 42 healthy but untrained men and assigned them to 4 RM, 8 RM, and 12 RM bench press test groups. Given their lack of training experience, they underwent a 3-week preparation phase. During the first 2 weeks, everyone trained equally, twice a week. In the first week, they did 3 sets of 10 reps at 60% of their 1 RM each session. In the second week, they did 3 sets of 8 reps at 70% of their 1 RM. These 2 weeks served as a preparatory phase. The training differed in the third week to help participants transition to the test plan. The 4 RM group adjusted to 5 sets of 3 reps at 90% of their 12 RM. The 8 RM group did 3 sets of 6 reps at 80% of their 12 RM, and the 12 RM group did 2 sets of 10 reps at 70% of their 1 RM. This preparation ensured fairness and rigor, avoiding skill-related influences on test results. From the 4th week, the official testing phase began. The 4 RM group trained 7 sets at 90% of their 12 RM, the 8 RM group did 4 sets at 80% of their 1 RM, and the 12 RM group did 3 sets at 70% of their 1 RM. All participants rested 3 minutes between sets, which is advantageous since longer rest between sets benefits muscle growth and strength. Despite the 3-minute rest, participants couldn't always maintain the same number of reps due to the relative weights used. For example, someone in the 12 RM group might complete 12 reps in the first set, but only 10 or 9 in subsequent sets. If they manage 12 reps across all sets, their load increased by 2.5 kilograms in the next session. The different set numbers aimed to equalize volume among groups. At the study's end, strength was evaluated by the 1-rep max bench press, and hypertrophy was assessed by the overall volume of the pectoralis major. This study's advantage was using 3D measurements, which cover entire muscle growth rather than just cross-sectional area or thickness at a single muscle region. Results showed similar muscle volume increases across all 3 training methods. However, strength gains were higher in the 4 RM and 8 RM groups compared to the 12 RM group. Thus, the study indicates that while 4 RM, 8 RM, and 12 RM have comparable hypertrophy effects, 12 RM is less effective for strength gains. The study's literature review suggests these results are valuable regardless of training experience. The range of reps isn't too crucial for muscle gain. What matters is reaching or nearing muscle failure for stimulation. Some might argue that volume is significant for hypertrophy, but previous videos have shown that evidence suggests volume load isn't directly related to gains. The more accurate explanation might be that weights lower than 5 reps provide less muscle stimulation, requiring more sets to compensate. However, the 8 RM group performed only 1 more set than the 12 RM group per session. Yet both groups were equally effective for hypertrophy and strength. Lastly, the study lasted only 10 weeks. If extended to a year or more, the 8 RM group would likely see significant strength advantages over the 12 RM, with potentially substantial differences in muscle size and strength. In summary, a broad rep range from 4 to 12 or more can effectively build muscle. To maximize both muscle gain and strength, focusing on 8 RM weights is recommended. Should you bulk up or cut fat first? There are different opinions on whether to bulk up or cut fat first. Some argue that you should bulk up first because increased muscle mass raises metabolism, making fat loss easier later. Starting with fat loss, they say, might only turn you into a skinny fat person. Others believe you should cut fat first because lower body fat makes progress more visible, avoiding the issue of being perceived as just overweight. Let's analyze the pros and cons of each approach. Bulking first. 1, adherence. Bulking is easier to stick with because it requires a caloric surplus, meaning you can eat more. However, whether you're bulking cleanly or not, you'll inevitably gain some fat, making you look rounder. 2, newbie gains. Beginners can gain muscle while losing fat, but this requires a precise understanding of caloric intake and metabolism, which most beginners lack. 3, Caloric adjustment. During bulking, you might have a surplus of several hundred calories. Switching to a cutting phase will require a similar caloric deficit, which can be a challenging adjustment. 4. Misconceptions about fat and strength. Some believe that a larger body surface area allows you to lift heavier weights, thus promoting muscle growth. However, strength is determined by muscle, not fat. Overweight individuals might have more muscle because they need it for daily activities, not because fat contributes to strength. 5. Insulin sensitivity. High body fat decreases insulin sensitivity, leading to insulin resistance, which hampers fat burning and muscle protein synthesis. High body fat also increases estrogen and reduces testosterone, which can negatively impact muscle growth and fat loss. Cutting first. 1. Initial challenge. Cutting means starting with a tough challenge, as preserving muscle while losing fat requires rigorous strength training and a caloric deficit, which can be demotivating. 2. Hormonal effects. Hunger during cutting increases the release of hormones that make you crave food, requiring strong willpower to resist. 3. Diet adjustments. Eating low-calorie but filling foods can help reduce hunger during cutting, though cravings might still be an issue. 4. Testosterone levels. Lower body fat correlates with higher testosterone levels, speeding up muscle gain. 5. Monitoring progress. Lower body fat makes it easier to adjust training and diet based on your body's responses. 6. Aesthetics. With lower body fat, even with the same muscle mass, you'll look larger and more defined. Conclusion: both approaches are valid, but the key is consistency. The best plan is the one you can stick to long term. Practical advice: if you're a male with over 15% body fat or a female with over 25% body fat, focus on cutting fat first to improve your body composition. Remember that bodybuilding is about achieving a balanced physique, so consider your goals and what approach suits your current condition and preferences. Why do I feel no muscle activation despite doing the correct form? Many people with some training experience often worry about whether their form is correct. Here's a look at the chests of 4 different instructors. From the images, we can see that 1. Instructor 1, the longest muscle fibers in the mid-chest are over 10 centimeters. 2. Instructor 2. The chest area is nearly double that of Instructor 1, with no clear separation between the lower chest and serratus anterior. 3. Instructor 3, the upper chest muscle fibers run almost horizontally. 4. Instructor 4, the chest muscles are connected with the anterior deltoid with less muscle fiber thickness despite having a large chest area. These images show individual differences in muscle structure, not to mention varying bone lengths, joint sizes, and neural control capabilities. This explains why mimicking the exact movements of others won't always yield the same muscle shape. Key points. 1. No absolute standard form. There is no one-size-fits-all form. The best form is the one that suits your anatomy. For instance, some might feel their chest more with a wider grip during a bench press, while others might need a narrower grip. 2. Individual anatomy. Adjust your joints and positioning to suit your anatomy, ensuring the movement feels right for you. This personalization is crucial. 3. Safety and efficiency. Ensure you're safe from injury and focus on a couple of exercises where you feel the most muscle activation. Gradually increase the load instead of trying to perform every known exercise in one session. Fitness is not a circus act. Quality over quantity matters. 4. Genetic muscle shape. Muscle shapes are determined by genetics. No special exercise can create a muscle shape you're not genetically predisposed to have. Embrace your unique structure and work within those limits. 5. Mind-muscle connection. Develop a strong connection between your mind and muscle. Feel the harmony between your muscles and the resistance. Once you can control this, even unconventional exercises can be effective for you. In summary, understanding and respecting your body's unique structure is key to effective training. Customize your exercises, focus on the mind-muscle connection, and prioritize safety and progressive overload for the best results.